jiwanya, bangunlah badannya untuk Indonesia Raya.
Baik, terima kasih. Oke, selanjutnya adalah sambutan dari Ibu Wirastuti selaku Sekretaris Direktorat Kemitraan Alumni dan Urusan Internasional UGM. Silakan Ibu.
Baik, terima kasih Mbak Graviela. Selamat sore, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, salam sejahtera bagi kita semuanya. Yang kami hormati Ibu Abilasa Kanan, the President Director of PT Asian Paints Indonesia, Bapak Alauddin, Manager Human Resources PT Asian Paints Indonesia, dan juga Ibu Graviela yang sudah memimpin acara pada sore hari ini. Kami sangat berterima kasih atas kesempatan yang diberikan kepada kami, sehingga mahasiswa kami sore ini dapat bergabung dalam acara webinar karir UGM yang merupakan kerjasama antara tim dari Asian Paints Indonesia dan juga UGM Karir. Untuk itu, untuk mahasiswa yang sudah bergabung pada sore ini, terima kasih juga untuk waktunya dan semangat teman-teman untuk belajar lebih banyak lagi bagaimana untuk membawa kita atau bekali diri kita untuk menjadi pemimpin yang baik. Seperti kita ketahui bersama, baik Bapak Ibu dan juga teman-teman mahasiswa semuanya, bahwa kemampuan kita untuk berkarya di dunia ini, dalam masyarakat juga dan juga dunia industri, itu tidak cukup hanya dengan kemampuan akademis atau intelektual kita saja. Tapi bagaimana kita bisa memiliki kemampuan leadership yang baik dari lingkungan yang terkecil, yaitu memimpin diri kita sendiri. Bagaimana kita bisa mengalahkan diri kita sendiri untuk bisa berpikir positif, menghasilkan energi positif, dan itu yang akan nanti membawa kita menjadi seorang pemimpin dengan kemampuan untuk memanage waktu, memanage tim, dan juga akhirnya memberikan kontribusi yang sangat produktif dan efektif dimanapun kita berada. Nah, saya yakin acara webinar ini akan memberikan materi, pengalaman, dan juga wawasan yang sangat signifikan untuk semua peserta yang hadir di sore hari ini. Terutama karena Ibu Abilasa Kanan adalah the President Director PT Asian Paints Indonesia, yang teman-teman tahu bahwa PT Asian Paints Indonesia, PT Asian Paints di tingkat internasional itu sudah sangat mendunia dan sudah 75 tahun kalau tidak salah. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Ibu Abilasa. Whether is it right that Asian Paints company already established for 75 years internationally and already have. All right, so that's very excellent, and I believe the experience that you have with the development of the networking and also the marketing and how to make sure that every customer is satisfied with your product, it will be really significantly affected by the leadership that you already own and you already plan in very individual leadership or top leadership on your company. And that's the key of success. And you already in Indonesia for maybe more than 15 years, is it?
In Indonesia, no, we have been here for about 7 years. Our factory has been operational for a little over 5 years.
All right. Okay. Yeah, but it's quite well known. Your company is quite well known in Indonesia, especially for us who often to use your product. But I don't think that the student here already use that, but they will. Anyway.
Sure. Right. We have a lot of future customers here as well.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Jadi teman-teman, kita bisa melihat bahwa the credibility dari perusahaan ini sudah sangat diakui baik nasional maupun internasional. Jadi Kami berterima kasih teman-teman semuanya sudah mengambil kesempatan yang luar biasa ini untuk membekali kembali kemampuan Anda, bukan hanya mampu secara literasi tapi juga secara social skill or life skill. I believe that after you join this webinar, your life skill and leadership skill will be enhanced, and it will be very good for you as a point. You will have a very significant and different point that you can deliver and present when you graduate from this university. And we believe that UGM have the same vision with your leadership vision and mission to bring all the young generation to be the better human, especially looking after and balancing all the needs between all the humanity and also environment through the PT Asian Paints Indonesia. Well, thank you so much again for the opportunity, Ibu dari Asian Paints Indonesia, and we really hope that through this program you will be able to gain the best human resources from UGM and also all resources, knowledge resources also from UGM. Dan juga tidak lupa saya ucapkan terima kasih untuk tim baik dari Asian Paints Indonesia dan juga UGM Karir yang sudah mempersiapkan semua acara ini sehingga dapat berjalan dengan baik. Baik, terima kasih. Mohon maaf jika terdapat kesalahan dan kami kembalikan waktu kepada MC. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Ibu Wirastuti atas sambutannya dan juga semangatnya kepada teman-teman mahasiswa agar sampai akhir nanti bisa ikut webinar dan juga mendengarkan materi dari Ibu Abelasya. Oke, baik. Setelah ini sebelum kita mulai untuk mendengarkan materi dan juga sesi company profile dari Bapak Alauddin, mari kita melakukan foto bersama, gitu. Tim UGM Karir yang akan memimpin. Silakan Pak Asnan. Ya. Jadi teman-teman mohon untuk membuka kameranya untuk sesi foto bersama karena ada kejutan juga kuis yang terkait dengan foto nanti nih dan berhadiah GoPay untuk teman-teman. Jadi silakan buka kameranya. Oke.
Dihitung aja dari Bu Gravel.
Oke, siap.
Kita bantu hitung, nanti kami capture.
Oke, dihitung 1, 2, 3. Boleh senyumnya. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Oke, mungkin slide selanjutnya kita smile lagi. 1, 2, 3. Oke, Pak Asnan cukup atau perlu waktu lagi?
Sekali lagi Bu, mungkin Bu.
Oke, sekali lagi teman-teman. 1, 2, 3.
Baik, cukup.
Oke, baik. Terima kasih semuanya. Oke, selanjutnya acara yang ditunggu-tunggu kita akan mulai. Pertama adalah sebelum kita masuk dengan materi dari Ibu Abelasya, kita akan mendengarkan paparan materi dari Bapak Alauddin mengenai company profile dari Asian Paints Indonesia. Pak Ala?
Ya, silakan.
Halo, oke Pak. Oke, sebelum kita mulai, mungkin ini ada sedikit peraturan webinar. Peserta diharapkan mematikan suara atau mute selama webinar berlangsung. Untuk username mohon digunakan nama lengkap. Saat ingin mengirimkan pertanyaan, mohon berikan nama lengkap juga. Lalu mohon mengikuti webinar hingga akhir. Nanti peserta akan mendapatkan e-sertifikat apabila mengisi feedback. Nanti di akhir sesi kita akan mengirimkan link feedback. Jadi kita akan record nama teman-teman yang akan stay sampai akhir gitu dan akan mendapatkan e-sertifikat dari Asian Paints. Oke. Selanjutnya susunan acaranya, pembukaan tadi sudah kita lakukan, lalu ada penjelasan kuis, setelah ini ada pengenalan company profile, lalu ada Q&A, kuis 2, dan ada yang ditunggu-tunggu sama teman-teman fresh graduate dan juga yang masih kuliah ya mungkin ya, tentang internship information dari Asian Paints Indonesia. Oke, ini yang tadi saya jelaskan ada beberapa poin mengenai kuis. Jadi teman-teman stay sampai akhir karena ada 3 kuis di sini. Yang pertama adalah peserta memposting foto kegiatan webinar ini ke Instagram Story dengan mengetik akun Instagram Asian Paints Indonesia Karir. Jadi di Story teman-teman mengetik nanti 5 foto terbaik masing-masing akan mendapatkan saldo GoPay Rp50.000 gitu. Untuk kuis kedua, nanti host akan memberikan 5 pertanyaan nih terkait materi yang disampaikan sepanjang seminar ini berlangsung. Semuanya akan berkaitan dan 5 penanya penjawab tercepat dan paling tepat akan mendapatkan saldo GoPay masing-masing Rp50.000. Lalu yang ketiga, teman-teman dipersilakan untuk bertanya sebanyak-banyaknya kepada Ibu Amilasya atau kepada Bapak Alauddin. Nanti 5 pertanyaan terbaik akan mendapatkan saldo masing-masing Rp100.000. Oke, menarik kan teman-teman? Oke, jadi jangan live di tengah-tengah ya. Oke. Sekarang sebelum mulai profil, di sini ada sedikit video dari Asian Paints Indonesia.
Selamat datang di Asian Paints. Terima kasih telah bergabung bersama Asian Paints, sebuah channel yang telah berdedikasi selama lebih dari 75 tahun dalam industri cat dekoratif dan senantiasa berinovasi melalui teknologi. Perusahaan ini telah berdiri sejak tahun 1942. Pada tahun 1967, Asian Paints menjadi market leader untuk industri cat. Pada tahun 1978, Asian Paints pun mulai beroperasi secara internasional di Asia. Di tahun 2002, Asian Paints mulai mengakuisisi beberapa perusahaan untuk meningkatkan ekspansi secara internasional. Tahun demi tahun berlalu dengan inovasi-inovasi terbaru, hingga pada tahun 2016, Asian Paints memulai kegiatan operasional untuk pertama kali di Indonesia. Asian Paints adalah perusahaan cat terbesar ketiga di Asia dan berada di urutan 10 besar perusahaan cat dekoratif di seluruh dunia dengan pendapatan $2,5 miliar Amerika Serikat. Memiliki 26 pabrik cat di seluruh dunia dan salah satu pabrik terbesar kita adalah di Indonesia. 500.000 aplikator cat telah mendapatkan pelatihan khusus oleh Asian Paints dan memperkerjakan lebih dari 7.000 karyawan di seluruh dunia dengan mengedepankan teknologi mutakhir di pabrik kita. Secara global, Asian Paints.
Oke, Pak Ala, silahkan.
Baik, terima kasih. Selamat siang, teman-teman. Sebelum memulai lebih lanjut, izinkan kami sekali lagi mengucapkan terima kasih kepada tim UGM, wabil khusus Ibu Wirastuti dan semua tim atas kesempatan ini. Tentang company profile Asian Paints, selain di Indonesia, ada di Asian Paints berada di 15 negara seluruh dunia, di mana manajemen Asian Paints terbagi menjadi 2. Di luar India disebut dengan Asian Paints Global, dan salah satu yang terbesar adalah yang ada di Indonesia yang sudah didirikan sejak tahun 2017. Next, ya. Ya, milestone Asian Paints selama ini kami mencatat ada 5 pencapaian terbesar dan tertinggi yang pernah dicapai oleh Asian Paints secara global. Pertama adalah perusahaan cat nomor 1 di dunia, kemudian termasuk dalam daftar Forbes terbaik dari jutaan perusahaan ya di Asia Pasifik. Kemudian yang ketiga adalah 10 besar perusahaan cat di dunia pada tahun 2019, dan tahun kemarin 2021 menjadi nomor 9. Kemudian konsumen berada di 65 negara di seluruh dunia. Walaupun perusahaan kami berada di 15 negara, tapi kita mengekspor ke beberapa negara juga untuk bisa menggunakan produk Asian Paints. Kemudian milestone yang terakhir yang bisa kami coba gambarkan dalam kesempatan ini adalah kami memiliki 26 pabrik cat yang berstandar internasional, sudah memenuhi kualifikasi secara internasional. Next. Iya, ada satu hal yang sangat menarik di dalam Asian Paints, baik secara global maupun yang ada di Indonesia dan dimanapun berada, bahwa human resource atau karyawan di perusahaan kami itu ditempatkan di posisi yang paling tinggi sebagai aset, sehingga semua orang kita didik, kita kasih kesempatan, kita didik menjadi talent-talent yang bisa menjadi backbone perusahaan. Dan ini Asian Paints lakukan, terutama bekerja sama dengan kampus-kampus terkemuka. Bahkan beberapa top pimpinan perusahaan kami saat ini adalah asal mulanya adalah dari program intensif. Ya, dari program magang dengan memilih lulusan-lulusan terbaik dari kampus-kampus ternama di negara di mana Asian Paints berada, kemudian dididik dari awal supaya mengikuti dan mengetahui betul proses yang ada dan jenjang karir sehingga akhirnya sekarang menjadi top. Nah, seperti yang memimpin kami sekarang di global, Pak Rahul Batnagar, beliau awalnya adalah dari proses yang sama dengan itu. Next. Kemudian
ya, ini adalah video teman-teman kegiatan-kegiatan dari karyawan Asian Paints gitu. Oke, silakan Pak Allah.
Ya, kita lanjut sedikit lagi ya. Itu tadi adalah gambaran dua kegiatan yang dilakukan oleh karyawan, bagaimana kita membuat sehingga karyawan kita bisa menikmati, selain bekerja keras juga bisa bermain dengan sangat enjoy. Kegiatan outbound tadi itu terakhir kita lakukan pada Februari tahun 2020, sebulan persis sebelum pandemik, dan sampai sekarang karena pandemik jadi kita belum mengadakan lagi. Teman-teman sekalian, kalau kita lihat gambar yang ada di monitor ini, Ini adalah rangkaian 52 gambar yang disatukan yang dilakukan oleh kegiatan outbound tadi yang teman-teman yang berbaju merah melakukan. Kita kasih kertas, ini tingginya kalau tidak salah 5 kali 2 meter. Jadi kita kasih kertas kepada setiap karyawan, kemudian mereka menggambar sesuai dengan clue yang diberikan dan belum mengetahui apa isi dari gambarnya. Kemudian setelah disatukan maka nampaklah gambar seperti monitor ini. Ini adalah kita gunakan produk kita sendiri, cat kita. Kemudian bagaimana kita ingin memberi gambaran bahwa walaupun kita berbeda-beda, tapi pada akhirnya pada saat kita bekerja sama menuangkan masing-masing kegiatan, maka hasilnya akan bisa seindah dan sebagus ini. Next. Ya, visi Asian Paints secara global adalah menjadikan perusahaan yang memberikan inspirasi dalam hal penataan dan dekorasi ruangan, serta mewujudkan cita-cita konsumen untuk menciptakan rumah impian mereka. Next. Kemudian kami mempunyai budaya kerja, ada 3 secara umum culture perusahaan Asian Paints. Pertama, inovatif. Ya, seperti kita ketahui perusahaan cat, kalau kita tidak inovatif maka kita tergerus oleh samaan dan kompetitor. Maka di inovatif ini di Indonesia khususnya kami sudah menjual ke pasar banyak tidak terduga, ya, tidak pernah diduga, dan kemudian kita kembangkan dan kita jual ke pasar. Nanti kita bisa diskusi dan menjelaskan lebih jauh, ya. Berikutnya adalah terbuka dan interaktif. Semua orang dikasih kesempatan untuk memberikan informasi, saran, asal berhubungan dengan kegiatan pekerjaan, ya, tanpa ada batasan, tanpa ada limit. Kemudian apresiasi. Ini yang sangat menarik dari pengalaman kami bekerja di beberapa perusahaan sebelumnya. Asian Paints adalah salah satu perusahaan menurut kami yang memberikan suatu nilai berbeda, di mana memberikan apresiasi kepada setiap karyawan yang mempunyai nilai lebih dalam bekerja di luar dari pekerjaan normal, kemudian menghasilkan sesuatu, mendapatkan suatu karya yang lebih baik, maka diberikan apresiasi. Apresiasi ada 2 di perusahaan kami. Pertama, secara lokal Indonesia kita berikan ada namanya ROTS, Recognize on the Spot, ya. Kemudian secara internasional kita juga ada memberikan penghargaan dan berpiagam dan nilainya besar sekali adalah US dollar, dan Indonesia hampir tiap bulan juga mendapatkan apresiasi ini dari pengembangan yang dilakukan oleh karyawan. Next. Ya, kemudian secara review kami mempunyai 6 faktor di mana value ini harus dimiliki dan diejawantahkan oleh karyawan secara real life dalam kehidupan sehari-hari, baik di rumahnya maupun terutama pada saat berada di perusahaan. Yang pertama adalah standing for each other success, ya, sukses bersama, saling membantu, tolong menolong. Kalau kita bisa sukses dan ada teman yang membutuhkan, maka kita harus bersama-sama membantu sehingga teman tersebut sukses. Kami banyak sekali contoh terhadap kasus-kasus seperti ini, dan ini menjadi ruh nomor 1 dari karyawan Asian Paints. Berikutnya adalah semangat kreatif. Jadi harus dari hari ke hari, dari waktu ke waktu, dari menit ke menit, selalu berpikir kreatif, thinking of box. Kemudian scientific rigor, menggunakan pendekatan ilmiah. Jadi seperti kita ketahui sekarang speak by data. Nah, ini adalah salah satu ciri khas kami. Berikutnya adalah audacity, keberanian. Berani melakukan sesuatu dan tidak terfokus hanya pada hal-hal yang sudah dilakukan sebelumnya. Yang dilakukan sebelumnya itu boleh, tetapi bisa menjadi referensi saja. Kita harus berani melakukan sesuatu sehingga kita mendapatkan hasil yang lebih baik. Kami ada satu contoh yang sangat mungkin ambil kesempatan sebentar ingin menjelaskan. Jadi pada saat terjadi tsunami COVID sekitar bulan Juni dan Juli tahun lalu, perusahaan kami membuat satu sistem namanya bubble green, ya. Jadi kita karena ingin memberikan pelayanan yang paripurna kepada customer, kita tetap harus berproduksi. Sementara karyawan banyak yang terkonfirmasi positif, baik di tingkat operator maupun setingkat manajer. Sehingga kita melakukan suatu keberanian, kita inapkan seluruh karyawan yang masih negatif di sebuah hotel di dekat pabrik, kemudian kita isolasi. Jadi kalau yang selama ini kita dengar adalah karyawan yang positif diisolasi, kami lakukan terbalik. Jadi yang negatif dan belum terkontaminasi oleh COVID itu kita isolasi secara mandiri di hotel, dan mereka kita betul-betul melakukan protokol kesehatan yang ketat. Semua kita berikan fasilitas penginapan, makanan, transportasi secara bubble. Kemudian alhamdulillah kita tetap bisa berproduksi, kita tetap bisa mengirim produk kita ke customer, sehingga customer tetap bisa menikmati apa yang kita produk. Ini salah satu contoh ya, bagaimana kita membuat suatu terobosan dan alhasil hal tersebut mendapat perhatian dan diberi suatu apresiasi oleh pemerintah Kabupaten Karawang di mana pabrik kami berada. Pada saat kita ditinjau, kita menjelaskan, mereka memberi informasi bahwa ini mungkin satu-satunya perusahaan yang tercatat ini yang melakukan hal tersebut. Ya. Berikutnya adalah integrity. Kita semua tahu apa itu integrity, apa yang dilakukan dan melakukan apa yang dikatakan. Kemudian terakhir adalah customer passion. Kami membuat customer kita adalah nomor satu. Ya, jadi customer adalah seperti kita sering dengar adalah raja. Kita harus memberikan segala macam prioritas kepada customer kita. Ya, itu 6 value yang harus sebagai basic yang harus kita miliki sebagai seorang Asian Paints. Ya, berikutnya adalah lokasi perusahaan kami. Kantor pusat ada di Pondok Indah dekat PIM. Kemudian factory kami ada di Suracipta, kawasan industri. Kemudian sales tersebar di seluruh Indonesia dan distribusi gudang kami ada di banyak lokasi, mulai dari Sumatera, Jawa, kemudian di Jawa, dan di Jawa itu melingkupi seluruh pulau-pulau di Jawa, Jawa Barat, Tengah, Jawa Timur, kemudian Banten, kemudian Jabodetabek. Dan sistem distribusi kami ada 2, pertama menjual langsung, kemudian satu adalah supply kepada distributor. Ya, berikutnya adalah ekspansi. Ini cerita yang saya kira lebih menarik lagi dari cerita sebelumnya, karena dalam kondisi pandemik di bulan Maret 2020 kami malah melakukan ekspansi, membangun sebuah gudang untuk menyimpan barang material. Ada kesulitan karena semua harus ikutin protokol, tapi kita melakukannya dan alhamdulillah dalam tempo kurang lebih 9 bulan gudang ekspansi kami sudah bisa tercapai. Dan ekspansi ini akan terus dilakukan. Sekarang bulan lalu kami baru meresmikan ekspansi fasilitas produk perusahaan, dan itu terus dilakukan sampai pada penuh luas area pabrik di Karawang kurang lebih sekitar 5,5 hektar. Next. Ya, sebagai informasi mungkin ini terakhir adalah saat ini kalau mungkin ada yang suka nonton sinetron atau suka nonton bola, ada Liga 1, produk kami di launching dan diiklankan di sana. Ada produk yang sangat familiar di kalangan masyarakat Indonesia, namanya Upco Value. Itu sekarang kami lagi melakukan launching dan melakukan iklan di beberapa stasiun televisi nasional. Selain Upco Value, juga bulan sebelumnya adalah Damproof. Kita membuat iklan komersial televisi juga, dan alhamdulillah masyarakat responnya sangat baik. iklan yang ada bisa dilihat tayangannya, silakan.
Hujan di Serambi Mekah.
Hujan deras di luar, tak ada rembes di dalam. Dampak cek.
Gempuran hujan di Kalimantan.
Oh my, katanya tertutup apa?
Double cek. Guyuran tanpa henti di kota hujan.
China tak bisa lewat, dan jamur ditembak.
Dampak cek. Teknologi silikon masuk ke pori-pori tembok untuk menahan air. Dan partikel keramik membuat air tidak melekat di tembok. Asian Paints Dampak. Solusi lengkap permasalahan air cek.
Ya, demikianlah company profile yang bisa kami gambarkan. Mohon maaf kalau ambil waktunya agak lama. Kata pepatah tak kenal maka tak sayang. Ya. Selanjutnya silakan kan.
Oke, baik. Terima kasih Pak Allah atas penjelasannya dan pemaparan materi mengenai company profile dari Asian Paints. Oke, selanjutnya waktu yang ditunggu-tunggu dari sesi seminar kali ini, kita akan mendengarkan bersama-sama materi dari Ibu Abdullah Syakana mengenai bagaimana karir journey beliau hingga menjadi seorang Presiden Director Asian Paints Indonesia. Oke, sebelum dimulai, ini ada sedikit profil yang saya bacakan. Ibu Abilasya merupakan Bachelor of Engineering dari Anna University, lalu melanjutkan pendidikannya di Master of Business Administration, MBA Marketing di Symbiosis Institute of Business Management. Oke, setelah lulus beliau ini merupakan karir journey atau perjalanan karir dari Ibu Abilasya dimulai dari 2007, semuanya beliau mendedikasikan seluruh kalinya di Asian Paints mulai dari 2007 hingga 2011. Beliau menjadi area manager di India, lalu menjadi brand manager 2011, lalu sales and marketing manager di Singapura 2011 sampai 2018, lalu senior manager Singapura 2018 sampai 2019, sebagai general manager dan sales director Singapura 2019 hingga 2020, senior marketing manager global business dari 2020 hingga 2021, lalu menjadi saat ini country head atau president director dari Asian Paints Indonesia. Oke. So, hello Ibu Abilasya. So, we will start with your session.
Okay, yeah, we can start. Thank you. You all have covered most of what I wanted to say.
Okay, maybe you can explain more about this.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, Ibu, please.
Yeah, I'll share my screen, Ibu, yeah, that's all right.
Sorry?
Shall I share my screen?
Yeah, please, Ibu.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Abhilasha. I think my colleagues went through my entire profile, career history, and a lot of what I wanted to share with you as well. So sorry if some of it is going to sound a little repetitive. Just a little bit about me. Like Gaff was just mentioning, I'm an engineer, and after completing my engineering, I did my business degree. I got my MBA in 2007. I'm from a South Indian family. My dad's an engineer and an SAP consultant. My mom has been in hospital administration. I've been married for about 12 years now. My husband is in commodities trading. And I have one son. He's 8 years old and he wants to be everything. So he's yet to kind of decide who and what he's going to become. This is my career journey. I think it's already got mentioned, so I'm not going to go through it again. I joined Asian Paints in 2007 as a management trainee. I joined Asian Paints from campus, and I'm still here with them. It's going to be nearly 15 years in my career with Asian Paints, and in this spirit, whoever I am and whatever I do, has been a sum of the experiences that I've gathered over these last 15 years with my organization. So I just wanted to share a few of those experiences with you and to see if some of this could be of use for you. Some of the things that I've learned could be things that you also find useful in your careers going forward and help you shape to become a better contributor to whichever organization which is going to be lucky enough to have you. At Asian Paints, I think Allah covered this. Our values are our DNA. This is what makes our company who we are and what we are. And this is embedded so deeply into each and every one of us that I would say that this is my DNA too. Not just the DNA of the organization, but this are my values as much as this is my organization's values. So we have 6 of these, and this is what drives us to do better, to become better, to serve our customers better every day, to improve and achieve everything that we've set out to achieve in the future, and truly make a difference to all the communities that we are a part of everywhere in the world. We are present today in about, we're manufacturing in about 11 different countries. We serve customers from over 60 different countries. And to every single customer we serve and to every single community that we're a part of, this is what makes us serve them better, give them better products, bring true innovation into those houses and homes of all our customers, be it a homeowner, be it a factory, an office, any given space that we choose to operate in. So I'll just take you through the same framework. I'll share with you certain examples that have helped us, that I've learned. I'll also share with you some videos, some material that I have come through in earlier trainings and webinars and similar such platforms that I have been a part of, which really impacted or made a difference for me. And I hope it helps make a difference for you as well. Yeah, and stop me at any point in time for any discussion, any questions you want to just share at any point in time. The only request that I have is that when you're sharing, it'll be great if your video is on, so that we can see who we're speaking to. It's a lot more personal that way than speaking to a black box with a name on it. Yeah. So our first value, and I think it's the most important value of our organization and of most organizations as well, this is not limited to Asian Paints, is that our teams need to come together, need to stand for each other to really make a difference and to be able to set out really daring objectives and meet them. Teams end up always being larger than the sum of their parts. If 2 people can independently achieve something, together they can achieve a lot more. And that is very, very critical for any organization to achieve success. And that's been very critical for us to be successful as well. Our story in Indonesia is fairly short at this point. I mean, we are a 75-year-old company, but we're about 6 years old in Indonesia. So as far as this country and this market is concerned, we are the newbies. We are the new entrants, the startups almost, that I would say, in a space of paints and coatings, which has been around for a long time. Years in the paint industry, they have served consumers in Indonesia for so long. They're very well-known brands. They've been advertising and making communication to consumers for a very, very, very long time. So given that there are very strong players, and these are international companies, there are Indonesian companies, so it's a fair mix, but all of them have lots of money. They have made lots of money. They've invested a lot into the business. But given that the business is so competitive and the market is so competitive, Asian Paints still decided to enter Indonesia and still decided that this is a market that we want to be. This is a country that we want to be because of one shared value that we have with this country as a whole, which is this of standing for each other's success. Even when we started our operations here, this is a trait that we observed in the community also so much, that people help each other out. People are not looking at their own success, they're looking at the success of the community. And this was one of the main reasons that we wanted to be a part of this community, and we're so happy that we are, right? And you all would have heard this, that there is no I in team, and teamwork is very critical. But this also helps each of us, and each of us as individuals to grow. Because if each of us is doing just our own bit, focusing on our own areas of expertise, then our growth, our learnings become so much more limited, where we will not be open to perspectives, we will not be open to diversity, which we will get by seeing the entire organization as one large team, and the many teams within the organizations is our own, right? So it is very important for a person who's operating in marketing to know exactly what the person is doing in research and development, because that is the person who's going to give the person in marketing a product to sell, right? So it's very important that teams come together. It's very critical for the person in finance who is setting up the policies of the company, right? We call them credit policies, let's say, by how much time a customer should repay us when they take a product from us, what is the kind of risk that we can have. So it is very important for a person operating in finance to know what the person in sales is doing in order to collect the money, so that he can frame policies accordingly, or she. So it's very important when we are working for a company to have a very holistic perspective, to know what is happening with all the other functions and departments, so that we can come together as a team, we can succeed as a team, and we can make a difference to the organization and grow our own individual strengths, right? This is a small video that I've always found fascinating. I don't know, actually a lot of you might have already seen it. This is a video on how tires are changed in an F1 race, and how coming together as a team, proper planning, execution, and teamwork can make literally miracles happen, right? So I'll just play this video. Let me know if sound lag and all of that is okay as well.
But Holland comes in for a pit stop. Time to refuel and change tires. Lou Moore himself changes the tires. Only 4 crew members, including the driver, are allowed to work on the car. It's a tense time. Holland stays in his seat, anxious to get away. Let's watch. Tires are changed at last. A crewman polishes the windshield as Holland moves away just 67 seconds after he stops.
It took about 67 seconds in the pit stop to change all the 4 tires, to refuel the car, to clear the windshield. It had 4 people plus the driver were there in the pit stop and working on this, and it took about 67 seconds. Any guesses on how long it takes now in 2021 or 2022 to change the tires? How long is the pit stop gap in an F1 race? Any guesses?
Teman-teman ditanya ini, silakan kalau ada yang mau menjawab. Berapa? Ya, 3 second from Olivia, Ma'am.
Yeah, anyone can put it on chat. You can unmute and speak. Yeah, below 15
Ada lagi
seconds,
yang
3
lain?
seconds, 3 to 5
Silakan.
seconds. Seven seconds. So yeah, the world record, which was set last year, it was set by DHL, is at 1.28 seconds. So that's how long it takes now to change tires in a pit stop. This was 2013 Melbourne. Yeah, so did you all see how long the car was there at somewhere here? The car comes in and within and in a matter of a second or two, the car is out of there. Right, so this is the kind of difference that coming together, working as a team can make. But this video is not just about teamwork. Can someone, any one of you, bring about some of the other factors that has made this possible, that has made this kind of a transformation from 67 seconds to 1.2 seconds possible? Wow, we have a very silent audience. I was told that students are very interactive.
Teman-teman, can you repeat, Bu? Maybe some.
No, I was asking
slowly,
if
maybe some of them.
yeah, if anyone can share other things that they identified, other factors that they identified in the video, which has made the pit stop duration go down from 67 seconds to under 2 seconds.
Oke.
Bisa paham ya, teman-teman ya. Pertanyaannya, faktor kira-kira bisa ada nggak yang memberi identifikasi faktor apa selain tadi itu untuk bisa membuat sehingga penggantian ban ini bisa menjadi kurang dari 2 detik yang sebelumnya adalah 17 detik. Ada yang bisa? Silakan. Kira-kira faktor apa selain yang lainnya? Ya. Teamwork from Laila, cooperation from Juwita, collaboration.
Can anybody unmute and speak? I mean, rather than putting it in chat, it's easy to put it in chat, but it's nicer if we can have a conversation.
Oke, teman-teman bisa membuka kameranya. Siapa yang
tadi 4 orang sudah menulis, silakan di unmute dan disampaikan secara langsung supaya ada interaksi lebih.
pakai bahasa Indonesia nggak apa-apa, nanti bisa dibantu Pak Laudin. Jadi dijelaskan aja teman-teman. Silakan yang mau unmute.
Oke, halo, suara saya masuk Mbak?
Ya, silakan. Kedengaran. Ya.
Hello, my name is Aman. In my opinion, what makes different between before our time-nya is technology and learning to improve its It's yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So technology has also changed so much, right? So if you look at the kind of screwdrivers or nuts they were using back in the day to now when it can be all pneumatic tools, technology has improved a lot. There is definitely that. So it is not about just execution, but it is also the technology and the tools that is there available today as compared to that was available many years back, that has also made this possible. And the other clear thing, if you can see, is the preparedness, right? So everyone has got an exact position to be in before the car arrives. So everyone is prepared. Everybody knows exactly what is it that they need to do. They have trained for it. They have practiced it. That they have rehearsed it as a group. And each of them knows that this is my role, and each of them can depend on the other person to have done their job. So they don't have to check. They don't have to see, hey, have you done this? Are you positioning the tire properly so that I can screw it? Everyone is confident in the other person's ability to do their job. And that is very critical in a team, that we all are able to trust each other, and we all are able to believe 100% that our teammates working across are able to do their job excellently well and deliver on each and every one of their promises. So as long as a team can have trust and a team can work together, they can achieve anything that they can set out to do, and they can break barriers, right? So back then it would have been thought that it is impossible to maybe, 60 seconds, with great technology improvements, we can make this 30 seconds. With even better technology, we can make this 20 seconds. Technology can bring us to that particular point. But what takes us from that 20 seconds to 1.2 seconds is the human element, and that is our ability to work as a team and our ability to trust each other and rely upon each other. So it is very important, even as you start your careers, even as you start joining different teams in different organizations, or even if we are lucky to have some of you in our organization, that you become a very vital and integral part of teams, right? And you are someone that your team can rely on, that your team can completely depend and count on. And that is very, very critical for teamwork to succeed, right? So this has really helped Asian Paints in Indonesia succeed a lot. When from product launches that we have wanted to do, from understanding consumer behavior, a lot of it happens as teams. There is very little that people accomplish as individuals, and most of what we do, people work together as teams, and we've got very, very strong team culture in the organization, and that is what has made us in a very few short years reach where we are today, and where we're very confident that we will be able to reach in a few more years, where our size will become much, much larger, and we become one of the most well-known brands for paints and coatings in Indonesia, right? I will go on to the, one second, yeah. Second value, I would rather say my second value, and this is because this is what drives me as well, is creative zeal. It is to bring creativity into everything that we do. And there is no better time to cultivate creativity, to cultivate this value than right now, right? Because you all are in university, and your whole job and your whole world is primed towards helping you think, helping you generate ideas, helping you become more and more innovative, right? So use this time to read as much as you can. Read anything, read everything that you can lay your hands on. It doesn't have to be on one particular topic. It doesn't have to be on specific areas. It is very important that we use this time to read as much as possible and as many different variety of things as possible, be it fiction, be it non-fiction, be it politics, be it be it social sciences, it could be anything, be it management, of course. But read a lot and try and use this time that you have in university to gather as much of viewpoints and opinions as possible, because this will really get tested. Your ability to contribute to an organization will depend a lot on how much how much your opinions are grounded and how much your opinions are backed, right? So it is very important that each and every one of you have a good point of view on any topic or on any area that you're discussing. And those point of views and those opinions come from the amount of information that we gather, surely by reading or surely by opening ourselves to different worldviews and different opinions. Read as much as possible. Anyone wants book references, we will be glad to provide them. I'm sure your libraries are stocked up with amazing books that you can get your hands on, but please spend time reading. And even as you start your career, how much ever time pressure there might be in life, you might find yourself not having time for much. Allocate that 20-30 minutes every day to reading something. It could be anything. It could even be the newspaper for the day, which is fine. It could be a magazine. But read something for 20-30 minutes, because that's really going to open up the world for you. And that's really going to shape you into better individuals, shape you into more informed individuals who can then contribute better. Right? So please don't underestimate the power of reading and gathering information. Start now and keep at it for the rest of your lives. It really makes a difference. Right? The second thing I would say is cultivate curiosity. It is very important that we always approach any situation with curiosity and not with preformed judgments. It's very easy to form a first opinion, look at something and say, hey, this is going to work, or hey, this is not going to work. But try everything out before you come to a decision like this. I was watching this show recently on Apple TV called Ted Lasso. I really recommend it to anyone who's interested in management or who's interested in business. It's about a football coach, but so many lessons on leadership in that particular show. I didn't want to put again clips from there on this because it's going to become very long. But so many lessons on leadership on that, on how it's very critical to be curious and not judgmental, and to approach every situation with an open mind, to approach every situation with a keen interest to learn more. If you're meeting a person, have that interest to learn more about that person. What is motivating that person? What is making them behave the way they behave? If you're approaching a situation, similarly, be curious about how that situation came to be. Try and understand before you make a judgment or before you make a decision. This is really very, very critical. The third thing is you'll have great ideas, and I'm sure all of you are packed with ideas that you want to create and put out in the real world. The way to present ideas always, it works a lot better if you tell it as a story, because your ideas, if they remain as your ideas alone, they will not make that much of an impact. It is very critical in today's world to be able to sell your idea. It is as important to have an idea as it is to sell an idea today. And one of the best ways to sell an idea is to express it as a story. People don't like to listen to dry facts. People don't like to listen to, okay, these are the 5 things about this particular product. It can do A, it can do B, it can do C. Yes, it can convey what is the important points, but then it will not trigger interest in the person who's listening to it. So when you're trying to sell an idea, or when you're trying to convince other people to buy into your idea, use a story methodology. Try to build stories and try to build context into everything that you see and you do. I'll just go to this and come back. This is again from a US sitcom called The West Wing. This is a very old show. I don't think anyone of your generation would have seen it. Only people who are as old as me would have possibly even heard of it. But it's a classic in its own right. So this is just a small excerpt from it on when the US wants to launch this satellite rover in Mars, right? And how they want to communicate it to the world. It's just a small video on the power of how we convey the information, how that can make all the difference. Yeah, so did anyone gather anything from that particular video?
Oke, halo teman-teman. Ada yang bisa menyampaikan video itu maksudnya apa, bercerita tentang apa? Silakan yang mau open mic.
So there were two speech writers. So there was one speech writer called Scott Tate, who worked for NASA, and there was another speech writer who works for the president's team. So he's a speech writer of the White House called Sam, right? So Scott Tate had written the first speech where he had said that we're all gathered here. We're very happy that we are going to share live images from what this rover that just landed in Mars is going to see. So he started on that way, and the president didn't quite like it. So he said, can somebody else write the speech? And then Sam goes on to make the speech in which he says that this particular rocket lifted off from this particular place. It landed on Mars, and today it is going to project images. And we, along with astroscientists and all these other people, are going to be able to see those images. So what were the differences that you observed in what Scott Tate wrote as a speech to launch this particular spacecraft versus what Sam wrote?
Iya, teman-teman, Ibu Abila nanya.
You can put it on the chat. That's
atau
fine.
silakan ditulis juga nggak apa-apa. Apa di mana ada letak perbedaan yang signifikan antara yang Scott sampaikan, yang menulis skrip awal, compare dengan Sam sebagai juru White House, juru bicara White House, kira-kira gitu ya draftnya. Ada yang kira-kira bisa memberi gambar deskripsi di mana ada perbedaannya dan apa yang menjadi perbedaan tersebut sehingga bisa lebih baik. Maybe the video is bahasa is language is too fast, Bu. So,
Too fast, yeah.
Yeah.
I was also just thinking that it is a little too fast. Anyways, we'll share the links with you. You can go through the video. So what really comes across is that the way an idea or the way an information is presented is very, very important in helping people really either love what you're trying to sell them or what you're trying to do, or being indifferent to it. Right? Just a second. Why is this?
Galau.
Yeah, we're getting. Yeah. So the way we present an idea is as important, like I was telling, as the idea itself, right? So when we say it, we need to package our story in such a way. And this is not only for people in marketing. This is for people in all streams of business, in all streams of your studies. I'm not sure if all of you are business graduates, but everywhere, not just in marketing. Whenever you'll be pitching ideas everywhere, irrespective of whether it is finance, you might be having an idea of doing a financial modeling differently. You might be in technology where you have an idea of wanting to try out a new way of, or a new product improvement that you want to bring out in Paint. It could be a new feature that you want to add to a product, or a new ingredient that you want to add to a product. So it is very important for us to be able to sell our ideas both internally to our teams, to our bosses, to our subordinates, to it, as well as for then the organization to sell the idea to consumers. And for that, it is really important that we become good storytellers. By stories here, it is not about exaggerating. It is not about making it more than what it is, but it is about practicing to say things in a more interesting way, to say things in a more engaging way that will really capture the interest of the audience. And that is something that we as individuals need to practice and make it again a part of our strengths, so that we become more engaging as people to talk to or listen to. And it is even more important in leadership, right? So start practicing by something as small as how do you introduce yourself, right? So you can introduce yourself in like the kind of boring way that I did by saying, I did my MBA this year, I joined the organization this year, this is what I did. But even that can come out as a story which will make it a lot more memorable, which will make you a lot more memorable to people who are listening to you and people who you want to impress and take forward, right? And especially in the beginning stages of your career, it becomes a lot more important as you try to network. And the final thing on creative zeal is try everything, right? So a lot of times problems don't have a single solution. A lot of times many different options might work, or there might be a lot of different things that need to come together to become a solution, right? So don't be afraid to try everything, and don't give up before you have tried everything and tried every possible. In our organization, we call it a pathway, right? So we have a problem and we need to arrive at a solution. The language that we use is pathways. What are the different pathways that we have tried to get to the solution? So the more pathways that we can generate, the more easier it will become to solve problems, and the more efficient it will become to solve problems. So these are like the 4 things that I wanted to share here. Read as much as you can. Be curious about situations and not judgmental. Approach every situation and every person that you interact with a genuine interest to learn more about the person and to learn more about the situation. Package your ideas well. Package your ideas, communicate it well, and tell it in as engaging a way as possible. And don't give up till you've tried everything. I think this is what I have learned through my career. It has helped me a great deal, and I hope some of it helps you guys as well. Right. Our next one is in terms of scientific rigor, right? Because a lot of things can work probably on paper or can work as an idea, but it is very important that the final decision is made on the basis of data. Data is very important in making decisions. Try to back every single information or insight that you have with solid data, so that you first of all are sure that what you're proposing has got a high chance of success. That is number 1. And number 2, people that your teammates, your bosses, subordinates also are able to understand why they should probably work at a particular area that is suggested by you. Right? So when you're presenting information, back it up with as much data as possible. Try and obtain as much information as possible to back up any decision that you're making. This cannot be taken lightly at all. It's painstaking work, right? Because you might at a gut feel level know that, oh, this is the right solution. But it is very important for your own confidence as well as the confidence of your team that there is enough data to back that gut feel, or enough data to back every decision that you're making. And this need not be a complicated process. This need not be a very, expensive also, or a investment heavy thing. There are very simple things that we can do in our day-to-day working style to make sure that we are presenting everything with data backed in a data backed manner, right? Wanted to show a small example of something that one of your graduates, he joined us as an intern. He joined us as an intern last year, and now he is currently associate brand manager at Asian Paints, and he handles this set of products or paints which are used for waterproofing, right? So there is a set of paints which we use to ensure that water leakage doesn't happen into our homes and rainwater doesn't damage the walls. So we wanted to launch a new product which takes care of one particular type of problem that consumers see. And one of the first questions that we had was, is this problem, first of all, big in Indonesia? We've seen that it is a fairly big problem in Bangladesh and Nepal and some of the other markets that we work. But we wanted to understand how many people currently in Indonesia face this kind of a problem in their homes. And if they do face it, what is it that they do? So what Faiz did, and this was yesterday, coincidentally, this was Tuesday, which was yesterday, that he sent out this email to all the employees of the organization. We have a big set of people. We have about 400 off-roll employees and more than 200 on-roll employees. So about 600 people that we have working for Asian Paints itself, right? So he sent out an email to everybody telling them that, see, these are some of the photos of how this problem could look like, right? So it's called efflorescence, the technical term for it, but doesn't matter. Have you seen this problem in your house? So, and he sent like a one question survey, that's it. Have you seen this problem in your house? And once he's able to gather this information, he can then go back to people who've said, yes, they've seen this in their house, have a discussion with them to understand what did they do, what are the current solutions that people are using to avoid this particular problem, and so on and so forth. But it is this very simple thing, so that tomorrow when he comes back and presents to me or to our marketing director saying that this is a very common problem, and if we have a product which can take care of this problem, we will be able to help consumers a lot more, and this has got a good market value. So if he comes back and says that, okay, I conducted this survey with 600 people, our own employees, and out of which 300 people had this problem, which means that the problem is fairly common, right? Is going to help him pitch his story or pitch his idea a lot better than if he just came to us and said that, I think this problem is present in Indonesia because it is a rainy country. So I have a feeling that in a lot of homes, there will be seepage and leakage. So we should have a product in this manner. Now, that might not be as convincing, right? Because then we might say, yes, there is a lot of rain, but do buildings actually get affected? Is this actually a problem? But when he comes to us with the data saying that I conducted this quick dipstick study with our 600 employees and I found that so many of them had this problem, then it is going to be a lot more convincing. So try and use data as much as possible in your day-to-day lives in making decisions, and try and gather data, because when you gather data itself, you will find a lot of insights which will emerge from there. You will find a lot of interesting information that comes in, which will let you, I mean, going back to the creative zeal, which will let you come up with even more creative solutions. Right? Any questions so far?
Yeah.
There seems to be a question in the chat, Abhilasha, which is slightly unrelated, so you can choose to.
Okay, so let's do that in the Q&A session. I'll quickly, I don't think I'll take more than 10 minutes. Yeah, okay. So that's very quickly on scientific rigor and how it's important to build this into your day-to-day life. Our next thing is in terms of audacity. In Asian Paints, we believe in not accepting status quo. Status quo is a situation where you accept things as they are. If we were not audacious, we would have never entered this market. Like I told you, it's the paint market in Indonesia is a very competitive space. companies have been there for 30 years, 40 years. There are very big brands. There are brands like Nippon and Dulux, which are global leaders as well, right? Brands like Jotun. There are also Indonesian brands like Avian, which are very strong, and they even recently had a very successful IPO. So there are very big players in this market, all of them very well entrenched. Consumers know these brands, consumers like these products. But we felt that we can really make a difference. We felt that we have world-class products, which are presently the level of technology and at the pricing that we can offer is not available in the Indonesian market currently. And we felt that we will be able to make a difference. And that audacity is what brought Asian Paints into the shores of Indonesia. And that is the audacity that we expect from all our employees and team members. For them to dream big, for them to never accept that, okay, this year I did so much, so next year I can do only maybe 10% more, 15% more, 20% more. No, so we don't look at it as last year was this much, next year will be a little bit more than last year. We'd like to look at every day as a new, fresh opportunity and to dream big, to achieve more, and to never accept things the way they are, and to really, really make a difference. Again, this is from my generation, probably not yours. It's an old ad that Apple made way back. I think this was an ad from the 90s, if I'm not wrong, that Apple came out with, and on how it is the people who are different, on how it is the people who are audacious are the ones who actually make a difference to the world, on how they're the ones who actually change the world and make humanity itself a better place. It's a very small video, yeah, just about a minute.